Nobody moving to Seattle is actually prepared for what it's like to really live here. Look, I've lived in the suburbs of Seattle most of my entire adult life. I've raised 3 kids here. I've lived in 6 different cities all around Seattle, and I've toured literally thousands of homes in this area. And the same surprises come up over and over again with people relocating here. I'm going to walk you through today the 7 things I wish every buyer knew before moving back to Seattle, from the cost of living to the culture shock that nobody talks about. And stick around, because number 4 completely changes how you should think about where to live. Let's jump right into it. The first thing is the Seattle freeze thaws. It's seasonal here. The winter equals hibernation, equals dark days. There's very limited light hours. It's usually light from like 8 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Plans get canceled because of the weather, of course. The days are short. It's like I said, it's dark by 4 p.m. and we don't handle snow super well. Like our area is not set up for snow like the Midwest. So if there's even like a couple inches of snow, it typically causes massive chaos for driving, for the schools, for everything. But then spring, summer, people come alive. Everything's out. It's the easiest time to make friends, to go out to the parks, really enjoy the weather. You're going to see people everywhere. It's like, okay, now the floodgates have opened and everyone comes out of hibernation and spring is here. There's lots of transplants now. Everyone's in the same boat looking for new connections in this area, especially in the Seattle suburbs. Okay. So the shorter days, they're definitely shorter than California. Like I said, it's gonna be dark around 4 p.m. versus 5 to 6 p.m. You can make new friends every single year, obviously, as you're living in this area if you're a transplant from somewhere else. And then you've got plenty of energy for those friendships to peak out during spring and summer as you meet new people. But Seattle is like really cool when it becomes warm. Like it's like the city just changes overnight and everyone is more friendly. Everyone wants to go talk and hang out and meet new people. And it's a really cool vibe. Number 2, Seattle is not cheaper than California. It is not really cheaper than anywhere else in the entire United States. The only place that people move from where they're not like sticker shocked by our prices here is basically like Honolulu and like San Francisco. If it's anywhere else, people are completely floored by how expensive it is to buy a home or to rent a home. In Seattle, to rent like a nice 2-bedroom house, or 2-bedroom condo, you're looking at about $5,000 a month. A nice 1-bedroom, you're looking at about $3,000 a month or more. And then a single family home, you're talking $1 million plus to buy it. Okay. I don't even know if you can find it to rent, but you can find it to buy for about $1 million or more. The average home price in Seattle is about $1.1 million right now, just depending on the area. Everything is more expensive here though. Food is more expensive. Even Subway and Taco Bell cost more here than they do in other places. Drinks are at like the New York City level. It's like $7 for a latte at Starbucks. Of course, you got a tip, so now you're in for $8 or $9 for that 12-ounce latte. That is like $4 or $5 anywhere else. So you feel it in rent, you feel it in food, and you especially feel it in drinks. So don't assume that living here in Washington, Seattle in particular, is going to be cheaper than California or other areas. It's going to be quite a bit more expensive. The gas is more expensive. The groceries are more expensive. The housing is more expensive. Everything just costs more. People are like shocked by this. That gets me number 3 is there's no like signature architectural style. In New York City, they've got brownstone. San Francisco has Victorians. LA has Hollywood Regency. Seattle has kind of an eclectic blend. Besides the Space Needle, there's really no iconic architectural identity. It's a small thing, but you notice it. There's kind of a mix of styles from other cities. There's no distinct Seattle look per se. When you go through like Green Lake or you go through these different areas, you'll see like there's a lot of older homes, but there's also a lot of like newer developments that have kind of been mixed in with those older homes. It's like super pocketed. There could be like 1920s house and like 6 townhomes that are brand new, so it's just very mixed. That gets me number 4. Bellevue really flipped the script for Seattle and for this area in general. It's a separate city that's 20 minutes away. They got their own police department, their own politics. It's got a completely different vibe. It is the headquarters for Microsoft. Growing up, Seattle was way cooler, but now Bellevue is really the sought after place. Bellevue is much cleaner, less homelessness, better schools, feel safer. Like you feel totally comfortable walking around downtown Bellevue, whereas parts of downtown Seattle feel extremely sketchy. There's more wealthy residents. The average home price in Bellevue is, closing in on $2 million. So 2 very different flavors of cities, both large cities and both very close to each other. But the 2 cities have a rivalry, and each side kind of looks down on the other one. Seattle has or had a crime drug growth issues. Obviously, when you drive around Seattle, you're going to see homelessness in a lot of different areas. It's a very big problem in the city. The city's been trying to fix. They have not been successful in doing that yet. Bellevue does not share in that problem. Bellevue attracted people that were fleeing those problems and wanted to get out of the dangerous areas of Seattle, get away from the homelessness, get away from the drugs, all these other kinds of things. But both Seattle and Bellevue are totally fine. They're just totally different feel, and your budget may also determine which one you can afford. Like I said, Bellevue is significantly more expensive, and it's much newer. Like you go through downtown Bellevue, and it is like sparkling brand new, high, beautiful towers everywhere, condos. It's just a beautiful, beautiful town, and great views of the mountains and of the lake. Number 5, driving is easier, but it's dumber, if that's a word. It's going to be less aggressive than LA or San Francisco, but drivers here are slow and slightly oblivious, just to kind of call it out. You're going to see that there's left lane campers on the highway, and it's a universal problem. The left lane is supposed to be like a passing lane only, and people will just drive like 5 or 10 miles under the speed limit and just stay there, and they're oblivious to anything else going on, all these people passing them on the right side. But Seattle drivers think that they're actually better than they are, and they think that they don't think that they're the problem that they really are. So just be aware of that. It's not that they're like aggressive bad, they're just unaware bad. So expect slow left lane drivers on a daily basis. It can be really frustrating. I like the HOV lanes, if you have a passenger in your car, or you can use the toll lanes where you pay to play, gets you around much faster. 405 is like that main road, that main highway that feeds Bellevue from I-5, and they have a toll lane most of the way that you can get into. It's going to save you a ton of time. Number 6, it's harder to eat healthy. And that's kind of crazy because you think of Seattle as kind of like a health-focused area, but the dreary weather, that really equates to eating comfort food and craving things like grilled cheese sandwiches, pizza, hot meals. These are just things you're going to want more of during the winter time when it's kind of rainy and cloudy out. It rains all the time up here, like everyone tells you about, especially in the winter and the shoulder season a little bit. So it just makes you want to eat more bad food. So there's a lack of really good, fast, casual, healthy chains. There's no like Sweet Green, nothing like that. There are some local options, like homegrown evergreens, but they don't compare to like what some bigger cities have for health conscious restaurants. So just kind of be aware of that. Seattle is a big beer city as well. Like beer is very, very popular in Seattle. It's like a whole subculture of the city. And of course, beer might not be the healthiest thing if you're watching your calories. Tastes great, but obviously it's calorically dense. The weather drives the cravings, though, towards unhealthy comfort food. Fast, casual, healthy scene is definitely underdeveloped compared to LA or San Francisco. That gets me to the number 7. Seattle is extremely casual. You're going to notice that there's sweats at high-end steakhouses. That's totally normal and accepted. You're going to see flannel everywhere. If you dress up, you're the outlier. You might feel overdressed. It's not like, Orange County where everyone is dressed to the nines. The Gucci store closed because people weren't buying enough in Seattle, so beware of that. Bellevue is kind of the opposite on this one. Luxury shopping. People care about appearance. Like if you go out to eat at a Sun Steakhouse there or something, you're going to want to dress up a little bit. Or you're going to feel like you're out of place. But in Seattle, it's much more low key and chill. So fashion lovers might be frustrated with the limited luxury retail. Most of that has moved to Bellevue. Think Bellevue Square, the Bravern, Lincoln Tower, all that. Seattle, you can kind of come as you are. It's totally welcome and super casual. So those are the 7 things I wish every buyer knew before moving to Seattle so they would not be surprised. If even one of these saved you a headache, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button or drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're thinking about moving to the Seattle area and you want an experienced team of real estate agents that know exactly what this market is doing inside and out, click that link below and connect with us directly. We work with savvy, qualified buyers and motivated sellers every single day. Like, share, subscribe to this video so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.